Here's how I've been able to apply the five major principles of creating stunning design into my designs. So follow me closely. The first one I talked about is the font principle. Don't use more than three fonts. Now look at this Bloom Estates, right? That is serving as the logo. Look at this where luxury meets affordability. It's also the same font with this new price. It's also the same font with this 28.2 million. And is also this where luxury meets is also the same font with this four-bedroom fully detached duplex. So this is what I mean by don't use more than three fonts on a single design, right? So let's go into the next one, which is the color contrast principle. So what do I mean by the color contrast principle? You use light text on dark background and dark text on light background. Here's what I mean. Look at this 50% initial deposit. You can see light text on this green background. The green is darker, right? Look at this white text here on this green background. That is light on dark. But look at this side now, this yellow background, we had to use dark text like this green on it. So this is how I use color contrast principle in my designs. And when you understand this, you also can begin to use them and be getting similar results. So let's talk about alignment principle. Alignment simply means, I talked about using left alignment, right alignment, and then center alignment. So in terms of alignment, the side that is aligned is the side that looks as if it has an imaginary straight line. You can see this side. You can see that if we try to draw a straight line here, it is not straight, right? So this side that has imaginary straight line, it means that this is what left alignment. This is left alignment, right? And now if you look towards this side, you can see that left alignment here as well. Now if you look towards this side, look at the distance between this edge and the distance between this edge. You can see that is what we call center alignment. Now let's quickly run to scaling principle. What do I really want them to see when they look at this design? The first thing is Bloom Estate. And then after this, I want them to see, where luxury meets affordability. And then I want them to see the price before they now probably come down here and then begin to read whatever it is that I have here. So, whatever it is that is your caption in your design, it is very essential that you make it, big enough. Now, using my layout, what did I do using my layout, which is the fifth principle, is that I arranged everything in the order with which I want to guide my viewers' eyes. I arrange them with the way I want to guide my viewers' eyes. When my viewer is staring at this place, I want to keep my viewer's attention within this location. When my viewer is staring at this place, I want to keep my viewer's attention within that zone. Right? So that is how those things goes. And mind you, this design was done using mobile phone. It was done using mobile. So let's quickly run through. Let me show you another design. So this is another design as well. Font principle, right? The same thing just like the other one. Font principle here. Look at this deluxe suit. This is standing as the name and as well as the logo. This let your presence speak, and these are services. They are the same font, just of different color, right? So this tuxedo, I think it is the capital letter of this services, or this let your presence speak. They're everything, they're just the same. So the difference is just in the font size, capital letter or small letter. Now let's go to alignment principle. You can see here that I use what left alignment. And what did I use for this? I used center alignment. That is, inside this zone, I use center alignment for this particular shape, right? So that is how you do all of those things. That is how you apply these principles in your design. And you can see the way I use scaling here. The log suit is big. Now I want them to be able to read this everything here under our services. One of the mistakes some people make is that they make our services big and then they now make this small. That is wrong, because that is not the main thing. What they need to be able to read is this. This is why this is one of the reasons the person is creating this design. This client is creating this design. The client wants them to be able to read their services clearly. And look at this place. Why do I have this free delivery bigger than within Nigeria? This free delivery is actually the focus. Within Nigeria is only complementing it. And of course, you can see the layout, the log suits, and then having every other thing, guiding the viewer's eyes here. Scaling is the log suits, and then this is the next important thing. And then you can see here the layout here. And you see, this is the layout. This is the layout here. So when you're in this zone, I want your attention to cover here. When you are here, this one and this one, they function. This is one information on its own. And then when you're in this zone, I want your attention, I want the viewer's attention to be locked in that zone. So this is how you design effectively. This is how you design effectively as a graphic designer. So let's quickly run through another one. And then yes, let's say you want to create a birthday design. How do you apply all of this? Of course, the first thing as we have is the font principle. The font principle once again. So here we have this right here. You can see this. So this is one font, this is another font, and then this here is another font, and this font here is the one that translates into this and into this and into this font, right? This Lovett and this Seventh, they are the same font, right? And then this Joyce is a different one on its own, right? So this is how you use those principles. Now you would see that talking about color and contrast, look at what happened right here. So right here you can see that black text was used on yellow background, right? Black text was used on yellow background, and white text here was used white text here was used on white text was used on white background, and then white text was used on red background. So once your text is light, your background has to be dark. Now alignment principle, you can see that I use some kind of center alignment here. Now I moved her to this side a bit because she is looking towards this direction. She's looking in this direction. She's looking in this direction. And one of the rules is that when someone is looking in this direction, you give the person more space to this side than this side. So that is why we have this like this. Can you see? So when you are looking in this direction, you are seeing everything within this zone, right? You are seeing everything within that zone. And then of course, when you begin to look into this zone, your attention will be on everything within this zone. Right now, in terms of scaling, what do I want to show? What do I want my viewers to see first? It is the name. See a name and then begin to read this right down here. When you immediately you look at this flyer, two things will catch your attention: a name, which is Joyce, and then a image, right? Those are the two things. So if you are looking at an image, your eyes will be going around this. Now this is what connects this one here. All these ones, this is the one that now connects you to this. So the moment you begin to look at this cheerful, your mind automatically looks down into whatever it is that is down as well. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this. And lastly, if you'd like to learn how to use Pixel Lab for your mobile graphics design, all you have to do is reply with Pixel Lab video to get the link, and I'll send it to you so you can also start your graphic design, your mobile graphic design journey, and start cashing out as well. Alright, so I'll be expecting your reply. See you in the next video. Bye.